Welcome to the Safely Controlled Podcast, a show where we think we know what we're talking about, but we're still deeply confused.
That's right, those mysterious, spooky, and sometimes downright ridiculous anomalies that the SCP Foundation works so hard to keep under control.
How do they control them? Why do they control them? Honestly, we're still figuring that out. But hey, we got dice, and that's all we need to choose which SCP we're probably going to mispronounce today.
From homicidal rubber ducks to existentially horrifying vending machines, we're here to explain them to you. Mostly.
So buckle up and suspend your disbelief, and prepare to be entertained by two people pretending they know what's going on.
I hope we have a rating of at least 200. Oh, that backyard baseball was pretty cool. I checked that out.
Me finding that made me so happy.
Yeah.
I remember looking on Steam to try and find it.
Oh, back in the day?
Yeah, maybe a couple months ago, and I don't remember seeing it there.
Oh, and it just
and then
popped up.
I just searched for it the other day and it popped up,
Well,
and it was like
$8,
and I was like, that's awesome. I'm gonna
I
buy
like
the shit out.
I like how retro the graphics are.
It's just the same game.
I know.
Plus, even leaving the game, it's all fucking like Windows 97 bullshit.
Yeah,
it's so much fun.
Yeah, cool.
I don't know what brought me to play that, but now I want to play even more retro fucking.
Just keep streaming it.
No, I mean different games, more retro ones.
Yeah,
because
is there a way to do it without using emulators? You'd have to use the original console, right? Like if I wanted to play Yoshi's Island, because that was my favorite game of all time.
Probably have to play it on a Switch.
Because it's Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Son of a bitch.
But it's probably available. What console was it?
It was Nintendo 64.
Yeah, because they have a bunch of
proprietary stuff.
They have all the different consoles, and I think I've mentioned this before. They have essentially a Game Pass, but to other consoles and all the other games cool. That in their Nintendo library.
All right.
I haven't played Switch in a while because our dock we haven't got a replacement dock, and I just haven't necessarily even wanted to pick it up and play anything on it. I've been playing a lot of Apex lately.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, just because it's fun and competitive. I like playing competitive games, but then it starts to get boring, which at this point it is kind of getting a little bit boring, which is going to drive me to playing something that I can make content out of, and then that'll give me something else to do besides play video games, is edit the stuff.
I was playing Balatro last night it must have been 2-3 hours.
It's our constant addiction.
Yeah.
This is probably our 4th episode.
And we're still talking about
it. Of Balatro. It's the insanity. How did you like my fucking 2.4
2 million? Jesus
2.4 million score in one hand? I
couldn't believe it.
I fucking, neither could I.
I'm like, did you have a
I was getting it with this.
Was it a straight flush?
No, it was it probably had nothing to do with the hand. It was the
the multipliers.
Yeah, because the one Joker was at 0.25 times multiplier to every time you skipped a blind. The shit was at 5.25.
That's why.
And then I had another multiplier of 3 or something. And then
that was
plus to the mults. It was nuts.
Yeah, I can't stop playing that game. And then I'll play it downstairs on my TV because I have my Xbox One connected to the TV. And then I go upstairs to fuck around in my computer room, and then I just check my email, and then I'm like, you know what? I could probably play Balatro in here. And boom, hour and a half later, I'm still playing Balatro on my PC, just clicking away like an idiot.
It's so much fun.
It is fun. All right, let's find a good one.
What are we thinking of?
What do you mean? What
are we rolling?
Oh, you just want to pull one? We did werewolves. Do you want to see if we could do a search?
No, we did Bigfoot.
Oh, we did Bigfoot. Why do I think we could do a search on werewolves? We could see if there's a ghost one. There's got to be
there's for sure.
How about something really weird? Just type in something really obscure and see if anything comes up. One-legged kid. I don't know why I thought that.
The one-legged kid.
The one-legged kid. Or one-leg kid. Type that in on a search and see if anything comes up. I don't know.
Have we ever done the featured SCP?
Not that I know of.
We never just came here and clicked on
this. Because you saw professional wrestler.
I feel like we've mentioned this before because it's been the featured SCP. I think it's probably a weekly thing.
Click the archived one.
What's the
Yeah,
archive one?
see it says archived. Click on that. Oh yeah, scroll down. There they are. Those are all the featured ones.
Oh yeah, remember the ship of Theseus?
Yeah,
but it's bones.
But it's bones. Yeah.
I remember us seeing that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Plague, PJP. Has
I don't
shown
know.
up twice.
214 is
Which one's two? What?
214 SCP-8118 by Fishish. Fishish. So it's fun to say.
Everything is fine.
Everything is fine. It's an undefined anomaly that resides within SCS-74. We don't know what SCS is.
Yeah, I'm sure that would fucking
Be kind of wicked.
pasta with
Pasta?
Fazul.
Pasta with Fazul. What the fuck is that?
Plague PJP again. Who the fuck is that person?
He's whoever he is. He constantly writes for this. Good for him.
A poorly keyframe animated puppet, characteristic never acknowledged by it or any guest who treat it as baseline human while also recognizing that it's composed entirely of food.
So it's a
food puppet?
a food puppet that's alive.
What the fuck? All right, hold on. I don't know about
We could just not do this.
I know,
as well.
no. We're cruising.
All right.
This is actually a really funny
Is
way to do this. I mean, we're not necessarily rolling dice right now, but
No,
we'll figure it out. I know
right.
what we're gonna do.
top rated,
Top. No.
shortest.
Where's
I think it's cool that there's a shortest. Oh, they have a lowest rated pages. We should do a really shitty one.
we've done a lot of shitty ones.
Yeah, but
I think
when it's on a list, not that we just come across. Oh wait, GOI formats. Don't know what that is. Ooh, I think we just opened up another fucking door in this place. It's that weird, creepy one in the corner of the room. What is this? Are you gonna tell me what the fuck this is?
I have no idea.
Because I don't know what the fuck we're watching.
The deadline. The deadline's soon.
Deadline is whoa.
Advance fee.
Wait.
$20,000.
What? What?
Wait.
Oh.
Oh, this goes on and on and on.
Oh, it's a long one. Wait a minute. This is a whole
Is this Pinocchio?
Pinocchio play on.
Is this? Oh, jeez.
Disney's gonna be pissed.
Holy fuck! Is this fucking going?
Yeah. Okay, I guess we're not doing this one. Oh, whoa! What's this? Other untagged pages. Draft swap 2025. Nobody dies at Dawn Hub. Local lesbian commie secret hideout. That sounds fun. Interesting. Blood Raven theme.
2 random SCPs. Oh,
Yeah.
No, they're not the same thing.
No, they're not. Oh, you're clicking on the Leslie one. All right. Oh. Why is he there?
Who the fuck?
That's the guy that founded communism in China.
Yeah.
What's his name? I can't remember.
What? SCP-8776.
Elon
Musk Origin Story.
Let's do it.
Elon Musk buys Twitter. Elon Musk loses it.
it.
Musk's epic saga.
Lesophobic exoplanet.
What is
This is the craziest shit anywhere. Let's just. You want to do woke?
What do you mean?
8474 is just called woke.
Decommission item.
2028. That's a picture from 2028.
A Washington Rehabilitation Center in 2028.
It doesn't look like Washington.
It doesn't look like 2028.
It looks like 78.
What's wrong with your forehead?
It's just prominent.
Mm-hmm.
This is a mishmash.
You don't trust anybody with that haircut. That's for damn sure.
I don't know.
Nah, she can go.
She can go.
Mm-hmm.
You think she's evil?
Mm-hmm. She's this.
Well, she hasn't taken the picture yet.
Yeah. What?
It's 2028.
Oh.
It's
So we're
safe.
gonna go
We're
into
gonna
the
do this?
future?
Or let's do the Musk one.
Fuck! What? You got me interested. I was looking.
This
What
one's
the fuck?
super short. Oh my god.
All right. Yeah. Nope. No. Yeah, I'm staying right here.
That's impossible.
Yeah, for sure.
That just doesn't make any
What
sense.
is this about?
It's about nonsense is what it's about.
What is that picture? Oh, first of all, it's done. That's it, by the way. It's this small.
How is that safe? A baby in a brain ain't safe.
I don't think that's what it is. The description, I'm just skipping the protocols. 8474 is a mind-affecting phenomenon known by its unprecedented impact on the world's birth rate in the past few centuries. It is mainly characterized by a biological female's unwillingness to accept gestation.
Yeah.
In order to accelerate the recovery from all the damage caused by 8474, the Department of Biology and Medical Science is now working on the development of new forms of childbirth. Childbirth. But for some reason, a subject pregnant woman, both in her mind and her womb, is a recent study parturition? Whatever the heck is.
I've never seen that word in my life before.
Oh, sure. But the picture, I'm putting the picture up right here, right now. It's this, and it's fucking weird looking.
That's not even. Oh, how? Well,
it's safe. It's I don't know. That's fucking weird. Anyway, next.
Yeah. Maybe that's why that lady has a mean face, because there's a baby up in her brain.
Oh, she's pregnant. Mm-hmm. I even said, "Why is your forehead so big,
because
bro?"
She's pregnant. Because she's probably pregnant. 2 months.
She's fucking.
She's showing pregnant on her forehead,
bro. Look at that.
The question is, who would knock that up?
I don't trust that guy either.
Probably Elon Musk.
You're funny. All right. The origin story?
If you want. It was written in 1926. Should we just start it?
Wait, what?
Notice from the Foundation Records and Information Security Administration. I'm just going to read it out loud. The file you are viewing was written in 1926. It has been preserved for the historical record, and the information may be outdated. Additionally, this file contains attitudes towards minority groups that do not affect modern Foundation practices. All right, so it's SCP-8776, Keter class. Containment, special containment procedures. Containment of SCP-8776 is a joint effort between the Foundation and GOL-002, the South African conglomerate Terblanche Enterprises. A 10-kilometer exclusion zone is to be maintained around the former location of Hawthorne Island, designated Area 05. Access to Area 05 is strictly limited to high-level Foundation personnel and employees of GOL-2. Any unauthorized individuals found trespassing are to be terminated on site. So that's kind of like, if you're a bird, don't land there because you're about to get fucked up. Description. SCP-8776 is a series of adverse psychological effects affecting those in the former location of Area 05. Correlated with this are seismic and tidal phenomena in the space surrounding it. 1899, Captain James E. Hawthorne, assuming it's February 9th, 1899. Today is a momentous occasion for our great nation. My vessel, the USS Columbus, has laid its eyes on what is most certainly a yet uncharted landmass. Its coordinates are approximately 47 degrees of arc and 9 minutes of arc south, and 126 degrees of arc and 43 minutes of arc west. The isle appears to be uncontacted by the civilized world. I have already ordered my men to make landfall so that we may claim this land for the great American nation. I gaze upon the shores of this virgin land and I am filled with awe at its lush forests and singing birds. The promise of great wealth and opportunity provided by the isle before me fills me with anticipation for the future it holds for America. It is crucial that my officers act at once, for if this land is indeed untouched as it seems, there is no telling what riches may lie within its boundaries. With the strength of the great American spirit behind us, I have no doubt that we shall succeed in this noble endeavor. The stars and stripes shall wave proudly upon these sands. Recovered document, 1899, I'm assuming May 23rd. The following document was recovered from a collection of documents passed from Nathan Terblanche, CEO of GOL-02, to the administrator. It is believed to describe Hawthorne Island. In sunken dreams, a titan dwells, beneath the isle where shadows rest. Its hulking form in dormant spells, a force asleep that none can test. Though the world may not yet know the ocean stirring in its sleep, below the waves a terror deep, the old one's wake will make it so.
From 1900, January 9th, notes on the Red Man. Following several expeditions to the island, we have uncovered a truth. This land is not uninhabited as we once understood. No, it indeed is a home to a race of redskins who have evidently made their residence here on the island.
They're called commanders now.
You got, Washington. These men are not unlike the Indians of American continent, though they are much less savage in demeanor. They have little more than primitive tools, and they go about without any clothing. We were told not to engage in combat with the red men, as they lacked weapons save for crude spears and fishing poles. They only grow sweet potatoes and yams, and otherwise subsist on fish and wild fruits. It is the opinion of our captain that we be granted permission to establish a permanent settlement here on the island for the purpose of bringing it under American control. Further, we believe that under the care of a more civilized people, the red men will learn their place in society among the creation of God. Ooh, I mean, nah, we're getting offensive, aren't we? Update 1900 with this November 16th. The United States Department of State okay, has received a donation of $30 million from Turblanche Enterprise. CEO Nathan Turblanche cited protection of American interests as his reasoning.
So, $30 million in 1900 has to be an insane amount of money. I mean, insane. It's probably like 250 million.
More,
or half a billion today, I'm guessing. Wow. All right. Difficulties, we're good. Yes. Too low? Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Pow.
The pals.
You like the pals?
The pals get me.
All right. Notes on first attempts at contact, February 7th, 1902. It is evident that this island is rich in natural resources such as gold and red corals. At first, we attempted to trade with the islanders, offering great sums of money in exchange for their riches. However, we soon realized that this primitive group of people had no comprehension of our advanced economy. As a result, we gathered shells from the shoreline as we observed the islanders using such as a form of primitive currency. To our seashell offerings, they expressed confusion. This can likely be ascribed to the people's lack of intelligence. Despite our attempts at friendly contact, the islanders appeared to be intimidated at our firearms and gunboats. Though they maintain apprehension towards us, this relationship has the potential to be greatly beneficial for both parties. The simple islanders can benefit from a Western education, and in turn, we would turn lucrative profits from the Hawthorne Islands' natural resources. I believe it is necessary to begin the process of civilizing at once.
Memorandum of Father Gregory at the Hawthorne Mission, 1904, August 14th. The work at the newly constructed American mission is certainly rewarding, though it poses something of a challenge. Since our arrival here at Hawthorne Island, our men have worked tirelessly to convert the indigenous people, whom we call the locals, to the sublime religion of Christianity. I personally observed their custom, and though they harbor no malicious intent, they appear to be deeply superstitious, praying to the island itself as a deity. I fear the locals shall not know salvation until they embrace the word of God. In related happenings, we have begun to build a schoolhouse for the locals. It is indeed a delicate task, as the adults especially seem to be adverse to a civilized education. They are content with their pagan traditions, passing down superstitions to their children. Yet I believe it is their best interest to be taught to speak, read, and write in English.
All right, so it seems like they're really forcing these locals to adapt to modern civilization. Excerpt by Governor Jefferson Hayes, 1905, March 21st. Although our progress on the island has been remarkable, it has not been without difficulties. The tribal elders continue to resist our teaching, preferring to remain with their barbaric ways. Though they do not comprehend the concept of currency, we have managed to broker a trade agreement with the locals, where they shall be provided with fine American goods such as alcohol and firearms in exchange for their riches. I have given orders for the clearing of the northern shore of the island in preparation for construction of a more permanent settlement. We encourage the local chieftains to sign a treaty entitling us to the forested mountains, which are said to be rich with gold. I believe of grave importance, however, is the locals who choose to stand in the way of our progress. Our determination shall not falter. So there's like a little anti-civilization movement going on here.
They're trying. I mean, yeah. This is just like, what is it all? What's the fucking word I'm looking for here?
What, like civilized?
The attack on Native Americans by people, this people that came to the country like and started settling in and wanted to get rid of them.
Oh, the pioneers when they destroyed the Indians?
Yeah.
What about it?
Genocide?
Yeah.
There you go. That's what's starting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is the start of that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Further notes on Hawthorne Island, 1906, May 11th.
So it's 1 year later, approximately. A year and 2 months.
It is with great anguish that I compose this note. This pristine island that once seemed to harbor not but great potential is now taking on toll of our good men. They are quite simply suffering. The locals have turned far more savage than in the previous years. The firearms we generously sold them are now being used against us. They grow more unruly by the day, refusing our trade offers and making absurd claims that we have violated their treaties. Countless raids on our settlements and missions have significantly hampered our ability to civilize the locals or to settle this island further. This is not the land I once knew. We shall not yield in the face of darkness. The untold potential for resources and the significance of the island of American interest cannot be understated. Mm-hmm. As such, it is with a heavy heart that we have commissioned the construction of a fort so that we may sleep somewhat easier.
Now they're building a fort. That's not good.
No, these are just.
Oh, the articles of the forts. Okay, this is kind of cool. Start off. Do you want me to start off, or do you want to skip all this?
I see. Like this is actually really neat.
It is neat. It's just very detailed.
Can we just? I want to stop real quick. Charter of Fort Davidson. I'll be right back. Adverse psychological effects affecting those in former location of Area 05.
Is Area 05 the fort?
Well, maybe. We might be getting somewhere. I was also thinking that Area 05 to like this story
could be the
right
whole
now
island.
is like whatever the fuck is Area 52 is Area 05.
Oh.
Like authorized individuals trespassing or be terminated on
Yeah,
site.
that's the
Close
island.
enough.
That's the island.
Uh-huh.
It says right there, Hawthorne Island, designated Area 05.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So the fort is not area. The whole island is area.
So what I'm getting at now, like this just came to me: psychological effects affecting those in former location. I'm going to say that the land is going to be blessed and all that stuff and all that. Like
you say blessed, I say haunted.
Yeah, like what do they say? Like it's the I want to say holy ground. That's not it.
Sacred ground?
Sacred ground. That's it. A lot of like paranormal activity does take place on sacred Indian burial grounds, shit like that.
Oh, well, maybe this is
So this is gonna that's where I think that this might end up going with, because a psychological effect, people might start seeing some shit.
Charter of Fort Davidson, 1906-715. Established this day, the 15th of July, 1907, under the stewardship of the United States government, the following charter shall govern Fort Davidson, located on Hawthorne Island in the South Pacific hereafter. Article 1. The fortification shall be known as Fort Davidson in honor of Captain John Davidson. He was a show host in the 80s, 70s, who established the Hawthorne mission. The fort is to be constructed at the highest point of elevation on the island in order to maintain a strategic advantage over potential threats. Article 2. The purpose of Fort Davidson shall be to maintain American sovereignty on Hawthorne Island, as to serve as a base of operations for the settlement of the island. The fortress shall be in the military and administrative headquarters of the Hawthorne settlement in order to safeguard the men and women that reside within its walls, and to provide the local population with an education in line with American ideals.
Getting pushy.
Yeah. Article 3. Fort Davidson will oversee the extraction of gold, coral, and other valuable minerals from Hawthorne Island. These resources will be shipped back to the mainland United States for refinement and distribution. Locals may be unemployed for unpaid labor at the governor's behest. Conflicts are to be recorded by the Bureau of Native Affairs. We got a slavery situation going on. Mm-hmm. No wonder the natives got restless. Article 4. Financing for Fort Davidson is to be provided by Turblanche Enterprises. As part of the cooperation between the United States and Turblanche Enterprises, the latter is to be provided with the sole rights to import and export goods from Hawthorne Island. Other foreign companies shall require permission of the governor to conduct business on the island. Further articles are omitted. Signed this day, the 15th of July, 1906, by Governor Jefferson Hayes.
Letter to the Department of State, 1908, January 14th. Ever since the completion of Fort Davidson, tensions between ourselves and the locals have been escalating dramatically. It is evident that our mission of civilization is being resisted with increasing levels of hostility. The locals refuse to accept the American way of life and are abandoning their stations with gold mines and coral reefs. Many more have perished to plague, yet we have much more pressing issues on our hands. Over the past several months, the island has been plagued by violent tremors. Once serene oceans now crash against our shores and batter our ships. Our coastal settlements have been flooded with tidal waters, as if the land itself is sinking into the sea. The watchtower is now unstable, as if foundations have been inundated with seawater. It is as if the locals know of something that we do not. Regardless, it is clear that the locals must be corralled in order to abate to this. The establishment of a system as forced labor is only feasible path forward. Education camps and labor reserves are to be established. To this end, we seek additional funding. The wealth of Hawthorne Island is simply too great to be cast aside. Awesome shit right there.
Sweet.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, it is.
The land's coming. It's fighting back.
Can I do this part?
Absolutely.
Correspondent with Nathan Turblanche. I guess that's the head of that corporation. 2/12/1908. To the most esteemed executive, Mr. Nathan Turblanche. I hope this letter finds you in good health. I, the United States Secretary of State, write with great urgency on the topic of the Hawthorne Island program. While the indigenous population continues to resist progress, often through violent means, that is not the full scope of the issues we face. The reports are clear that Hawthorne Island itself is sinking into the ocean. The coastline has been vanishing slowly, but surely over the past several months, and it seems that only a matter of time before the whole island follows suit. The situation here has grown truly dire. The United States is requesting additional funds, supplies, and resources to continue the settlement program. In exchange, you will maintain your monopoly over the island's natural resources. Additionally, while I am loath to admit it, there are paranormal forces beyond our understanding at work at this time. We request consultation with experts who may have a better understanding of the strange occurrences here. Richard Only, Secretary of State. So, they're trying to get all these resources before this thing goes under.
I love this. I fucking love this right
Really?
now. Because, I mean, I was kind of right. So far, I'm right.
Yeah.
And I like the progress of this. I like the letters and, like, all this stuff.
And we're not even halfway through this bitch.
I know, and this would be, like, this is, like, the plot line of, like, a certain video game style of, like, a horror game.
Yeah.
Is to be escaping the island.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. The Bunker. What the fuck is that series?
The Bunker? It's a game series?
Amnesia.
Oh.
I think it's called.
I don't know.
Amnesia, The Bunker.
I forgot.
That'd be something to compare this to. There's a bunch of fucking, like, demon poison, some bullshit running around.
Okay.
Kind of like that in the government military fort type shit.
Okay. So this is the Secretary of State asking the head of this corporation for more money because things are fucked.
Asking Mr. Turblanche here, the guy with the $30 million a couple years ago.
Yeah, back then. Yeah. Couple years ago.
Yeah. How much more do you have?
Yeah.
Response from Mr.
Oh,
Turblanche.
here we go. 1908. So wait. How long did it take for him to respond? Scroll up. So 2/12/1908, 2/14. 2 days later. To my good friends of the American nation, I would be honored to further support your efforts. Enclosed you will find a bill of exchange worth $50 million. As for the specialists concerning the paranormal, I will defer you to my associates in Michigan. Mr. Turblanche.
Easy money,
baby. 50 million back then? Nothing. It's nothing to me.
What the fuck? Wait a minute. What does he do? What is the Turblanche?
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
What is Turblanche Enterprises
Nobody said.
about? No,
it's
it
a
has
corporation.
It was up there.
It was it? Well, then you can flash it later. Let's keep going.
I want to read it right now.
All right. You want to do this or you want me to?
No, go ahead. Because it seems like it's continuing. I'll pick up in 1909.
All right. Letter addressed to the administrator. February 16th, 1908. My dearest Fritz, I trust you and your organization are doing well, as it is evident my generous donations have gone far in your hands. If you were previously unaware, myself and my beneficiaries in America have acquired a considerable estate on a remote Pacific island. However, the Americans have stumbled upon something unusual, a force that defies our understanding of science, a phenomenon that your SCP project specializes in. In exchange for your involvement, your organization shall be provided with more than adequate funding for containment. I eagerly wait your response, Fritz. Nathan. Yeah, shit's going down, baby. Here we go. Yeah. Yo, bro.
I like this.
Yeah, check it out.
This is fucking dope.
This is dope.
Hey, we know that like you guys don't necessarily need our money or our help, but like we need your help.
So
we'll give you money.
Here's a whole bunch of money.
So like this guy gave us $50 million. How much do you need? Calling in the big guns of the SCP.
All right. So update 3/23/1908. They didn't fuck around. Initial containment of SCP-8776 has begun. Hawthorne Island has been designated SCP Area 5.
Update August 12th, 1909. After a series of unsteady correspondence between SCP Project and the United States government, SCP has been given administrative control over Fort Davidson. Contracts with Turbulent Enterprises, henceforth designated Goal 002, are to be maintained. The containment details of 8776. 8776 has been classified as a Keter-class SCP phenomenon. It is characterized by rapidly eroding shoreline of the island, which cannot be ascribed to simple nature forces. Described earlier as if the island was sinking.
Right, but it's really not, because it's too fast. So they're researching as to why. 1910.
Good.
Okay, a field notes from Area 5, HMCL Supervisor, 1910, May 22nd. As part of our administrative duties regarding Area 5, we are overseeing the locals laboring in one of the surviving coral farms. This one located not in a reef but in a cave near the center of the island. As many of our reefs have yet vanished below the waves, we require more intensive labor of the locals. While it seemed to be a routine collection of the most vibrant specimens to be exported by the South Africans, it appears that fate had other plans. While I was not there in person to record the exact instance, one of our level 3 operators returned to headquarters in a panic. He rambled of a strange occurrence from beneath the coral bed. He described a deep, pitch-black cavern, through which he said was an entrance to another world. But it was not the cavern that terrified him, it was what lay within. A colossal pagan sea god, he said. A satanic abomination that the locals worship. The very thought of it disturbs me. While I dismiss his claims as the drivel of a madman, I too shall sleep with one eye open tonight. So, dude.
Gripping your pillow tight.
Yeah.
Oh, goddamn. This, dude.
Too bad you can't play that. It's a little sound clip.
Watch me play it.
Oh,
no, I'm not going to do it. Okay. It's too much work.
Can you do like an 8-bit version of it?
Probably.
Okay, I hope you can.
I'll do that.
Please.
Yeah, this is like straight out of like a nice fucking dope ass one of the horror games that I played, like the Dark Pictures games.
Yeah.
Like this is seeming like
this is like
awesome. This is right up my fucking alley for like some horror shit.
Okay, here we go. You want me to keep going? I'll keep going.
You want to take the first one and I'll take the big guy?
Yeah. 1911. Notice from 05 Command. 1911, May 23rd. Henceforth, the SCP project shall be referred to in official documentation as the SCP Foundation or simply the Foundation. Alternative titles such as Institute, Organization, and Front have been discontinued. Additionally, standardization of terminology requires that contained items to be referred to as anomalies. Alternative titles such as objects, artifacts, and SCPs are not to be used in formal documentation. And this is kind of the structure that we've noticed in SCPs. It's very heavy as Foundation, SCP Foundation, you know.
And that's the thing. I feel like it has to be done their way. If they've given like complete total control over the island,
yeah,
it's going to be done their way. Plus, I think it's also covering their tracks and making sure it's not the SCPs or the Foundation itself is supposed to be very discreet about this shit, so
Right.
they can keep it under wraps from the
Common
general
public.
public. Yeah.
So there we go.
Part of them. I feel like part of that is them.
It just seems like that in this time, 1911 timeline,
Mm-hmm.
that's when they laid down the ground rules for all the SCPs, and this just happened to capture it here.
Which this would be really early for the Foundation too. I just
Right.
realized that this is super early on for them, and this is part of them making their own money, because I feel like
Yeah.
nowadays it's all publicly ran and funded, so
Yeah.
no government oversight. Investigation update of October 4th. Due to the gracious funding provided by 002, our research team has been able to conduct further investigation into the underlying cause of 8776. To this end, we have begun integrating the locals into our disposable class program. Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh.
I don't like the sounds of that.
Yeah, disposable class, by the way.
Yeah.
That's horrible. And then D class. We have organized a team of D class to conduct the expedition into the caverns beneath the coral bed.
So we're sending them
A team
the
of
locals.
D class. The locals.
The disposable class. The
Yeah.
locals. Yeah.
Now we know what D class means.
Yeah, we never knew.
We literally were just talking about that.
We were.
About what the fuck? Like, we were like, oh, does it mean classified or whatever?
How many times can our heads explode in one fucking session? Pow.
The team discovered what could only be described as a colossal, bizarre cavern deep below the island, an unnatural realm of darkness defying all comprehension. Its construction seems to not limit our Euclidean geometry, with the carnivorous expanse resembling an ancient extraterrestrial city. The cave was lit only by the faint phosphorescent glow of the stones themselves. But what was within?
Sorry. It sounded like you were reading Shakespeare for some reason. Okay.
Do you want me to continue to do it like that way?
No, do your thing. I'm trying not to fuck you up. Go ahead.
But what was within? Even the thought of it makes me shudder. A colossal aquatic being, 2,000 feet in height. Though it could not be seen, its very presence filled with hearts of men with dread. The D-Class themselves seem unaffected, though simply the relaying of the story had caused myself many sleepless nights. Whatever the entity is, it is intrinsically connected with the indigenous population of Hawthorne Island. I am recommending an immediate escalation of containment protocols. Not only must we do all in our power to prevent these savages from summoning their god to exact its wrath on us, we too must see to that is the locals themselves are keep according in line.
Yeah. Wow. So now they're worried that the locals are gonna make this thing, summoning them and exacting its wrath on them. That's what they're worried about. Which leads us into the next containment. 1912, initial containment details. January 21st, 1912. A 10-kilometer perimeter is to be maintained around Area 05. Area 05 is to have interior flood barriers erected around the shoreline of Hawthorne Island to prevent flooding or erosion. These barriers are to be inspected monthly for damage or strain. All facilities on Area 05 are to be constructed at high elevations to minimize the risk of flooding. Containment procedures for SCP-8776 are designed to prevent it from awakening. A specialized array of electromagnetic pulse generators is deployed on the island as an interference field that disrupts any form of cognition with the immediate vicinity of SCP-8776. In addition, a network of psionic inhibitors is integrated to Area 05 to cause a soporific effect on the entity and nullifying potential seismic influences that may cause it to awaken. The primary containment chamber for SCP-8776 has been constructed 1,500 meters below the surface of Hawthorne Island. Insulated with concrete and filled with a concentration of brine, it has been fitted with high-voltage capacitors that absorb electrical impulses, and the chamber itself is additionally reinforced to brace against seismic motions. SCP-8776-A is to be neutralized immediately. So they're going to kill that thing. 1,500 meters down. So 1.5 kilometers below the surface. That's a hell of a dig. Update, January 23rd, 1912. Estimated budget for 8776 has been placed at approximately $40 million. Funding to this end is to be provided by Goal 2. Additionally, Goal 2 has been contracted to provide necessary technology and weaponry required for containment.
Notes on 8776A. It is clear to me now that we made a grave error in thinking that we could civilize these barbarians. Oh god. After all, we've provided for 8776A, including immunization of their entire population and a free Western education. They continue to reject us, choosing instead to turn their ways to devil worshipping. Armed rebellions of 8776A must be crushed and made to comply with the Foundation standards. While having 8776A instances serve as D class is acceptable, they must be terminated at the end of the month. God, fuck, holy shit.
They don't even give a shit anymore.
Wow.
Right?
This is where the Foundation themselves have turned a little bit darker.
Well, maybe it's just showing their true colors. I mean, in order to get the things that they want to get accomplished, you're going to have casualties.
Within the community, I guess, not the community, I would say the universe of the SCPs.
Right.
This is some of the shit that's happened in the past where people have left to go do something else.
Yeah.
But this also, like I said, this being early on.
Personnel report, 9/8/1913. Ever since we outfitted the primary containment chamber with psionic inhibitors, our men have been deeply unsettled by the island. Reports have been received of hallucinatory symptoms ailing their mental state. The effects of this mental distress grow more widespread by the day and have significantly hampered our ability to continue research into SCP-8776. Those who venture into the island and stray too far from the settlement often return with vivid hallucinations and chronic nightmares, if they return at all. This is no doubt a cognitohazardous symptom of exposure to SCP-8776. Recommending increase in the use of psionic inhibitors, as well as the potential use of SCP-148 to line the walls of the containment chamber. What is SCP-148?
Is a metallic substance composed of a variety of known unknown elements. Total mass is approximately...
Oh, so it's a type of metal alloy. Basically, it's a metal alloy that does what? Platinum and iridium.
Oxidizes readily in the presence of water.
Yeah.
We've read about this.
Yeah, it's called rust.
What? No, dickhead. We've read about this before.
We have?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
What the fuck is this?
This is not... No, we've never done this before.
I didn't say we have done this before, but
there's reference to it?
Yeah.
This is like the SCP version of adamantium.
We have totally... Yeah, okay. We've totally clicked on this SCP before.
We might have.
Like, through another one.
Okay.
And the one that I'm thinking that it was the thing that built a bunch of shit.
Oh, I remember that one.
Because the whole thing of it splashing on the water, this has definitely popped up before.
It's called telekill alloy. I just saw a blurb underneath. So basically, it prevents telekinesis. Mm-hmm. That's why they want to put it down there. As well as the potential use of SCP-148 to line the walls of the containment chamber. Mm-hmm. So there we go.
SCP-8776A Neutralization Report. It is with great pleasure I report that yet another rebellion of 8776A. The confrontation was swift, for they were greatly outmatched by our highly trained forces. The cries for the fallen instances echoed throughout the valley in which they were shot dead. After our victory over the forces, we made an example of the leaders, swiftly executing them in the town square. Their bodies left to hang in the center of the camp. The males were taken as D-class, so D-class is slave.
Yeah.
While the females and the juveniles were sent to Outpost C for re-education. The hearth around which they once gathered is now a blazing fire in the forest, a testament to victory of civilization and the restoration of peace.
Dick.
This is fucking... horrible. That was the worst shit I've read so far.
All right, personnel report.
Oh, here we go. Hallucinations.
Ooh. You want to do it? Me.
No, go ahead.
Okay. The hallucinations experienced by our personnel are growing worse, with many reporting feelings of cosmic insignificance and visions of a massive squid-like entity in their dreams. One researcher wrote the following in their journal. Last night I saw things I will never unsee. I was in a deep, dark cavern miles below the earth, although that place was not hell, as lucky as I would have been compared to what came to me. There was not a sound but that of my own footsteps beneath me. The chamber was lit only by a torch which I carried, and I knew nothing but to walk forward a path of the vile alien disease that punched me to my stomach revealing I was not alone at the edge of the universe. Before me stood a creature with the size and stature of a mountain, a tower of madness that knew no limits and spit on God's face. From what little light there was, I could make out vague features. Coral grew from its back, barnacles covered its face, tentacles dangled from its chin, and massive bat-shaped wings were folded behind it. Though I was but a tiny ant in the face of this leviathan, it stared back down upon me with the indifferent cruelty of one about to pulverize an anthill. I could do nothing but watch as the colossal force laid waste to my homeland, to my family and those I love. Their screams rang out through the pitch-black night as the wretched stench of the burning flesh filled my nostrils. 1,000 voices cried out in horror, but were put to an end in a mere instant by the behemoth which I had awakened. Then the silence came, and it had never been more rowdy. I pray to God he punishes the souls of those who embrace such monstrosity. That is extremely well written.
It reminded me somewhat of like a D&D like demi-organ or something like that. But like more having something to do with the ocean.
Yeah, but
tentacles dangled from its chin. Barnacles covered on its face.
I mean, I appreciate the messaging from the writer because it's very, very vivid in my mind. I think it's great. Updated personnel requirements. October 11th, 1914. All personnel assigned to containment of SCP-8776 must undergo heavy psychological testing and score a cognitive resistance value of 36 or higher. Once assigned personnel have completed 1 week of tenure at Area 05, they are to be transferred immediately and provided with psychological counseling. Personnel may not be transferred back to Area 05 until 1 year has passed following voluntary amnestic treatment. So not only do they have to not be there after you're there 5 days, you get sent somewhere else for at least a year, and you have to voluntarily get your mind erased in order to come back.
Or they're doing that after you leave, not before you go.
Yeah, right? After you leave. You have to have that amnestic treatment.
Right.
1 year has to pass, and you have to volunteer for it. So that's how you get back to the island. Although, I don't know why you'd want to go back. Maybe it's easy work.
Area 5 Director's Report. June 20th of 1915. Area 5 is getting less stable by the day. Our difficulties are now twofold. Not only is the island rapidly sinking, but personnel stationed are undergoing severe psychological stress, even within the weekly rotations. I need not restate the effects of the sleeping giant on our men, though these have been steadily worsening with time and proximity to the containment chamber. I myself have begun to be plagued by the nightmares, and now I deeply regret the suffering I have caused to my own good men. The erosion of the island shows no signs of slowing down either. Quite the opposite, in fact. When the island was first charted in 1901, its estimate size was approximately 1,400 some kilometers squared. Our current measurements, not a decade and a half from what time, place its surface area at 670 kilometers squared, with more shoreline being lost every day, even with the flood barriers. Of these barriers, numerous have already succumbed to the waves and repairs seem unfeasible. I do not believe containment will be sustainable for long. Pulling it down into the ocean.
Yeah, it's just sinking.
I don't think. I honestly don't think that it has anything to do with maybe once they killed like 8776A, once that was neutralized, made it a lot worse
because they locked it up.
They never contained it. I thought they got rid of it.
Oh, I thought they contained it. That's why they built the thing.
Okay, yeah, you might be right. Update: Area 5 Outpost C has been flooded and as a result has been decommissioned. 7 staff injured, 1 killed. And the Foundation has been reimbursed by GOL2 for the loss of Outpost C.
Oh, Area 5, final report. January 27, 1917. The situation here has become futile. Hawthorne's island's descent into the Pacific has accelerated beyond our capability to prevent it. The flood barriers are now practically useless, and the water level continues to rise and collapse our infrastructure. Our headquarters, once stationed on the highest peak, is now hardly a short walk from the seaside. Even with the best technology we can afford from GOL2, the island is succumbing to SCP-8776. I am advising that we abandon this project.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I didn't think it was going to be like that type of sacred ground or that type of crap, but I don't know if it's even that anymore.
Oh.
But it's like the island itself is a god or some bullshit like that. But this is hitting home for me.
Yeah.
This is like a really, I can see this in my head like playing out, and this is actually really cool. It's giving me a vibe. I don't know if you've ever heard of a movie called The Ruins, or it's just called Ruins.
Yeah.
But these backpackers are traveling around like South America in like old Aztec or whatever the other Mayans temples and shit like that. And they come across this temple that is covered in this fucking vine shit. Mm. And the vines, like once they touch you, they're like, you're infected by these vines. They get into your head and tell you to do crazy shit.
Oh no.
And then the locals will fucking make you stay there so you don't fucking leave. And like, there's like this big fucking burly fucking local with his Spanish fucking mustache and pistol, and he's just ready to fuck you up if you're gonna try to leave the area of that temple.
That's pretty cool.
So part of that, like, I'm also, I guess, like wiping people's brains out is kind of the connection that I would get with that, but obviously it's not killing them.
So
I'm talking about the people that like are actively working, not the D class. Yeah.
Right. This looks like it's a note from one of the residents there. So, recovered note from D1293. Decommissioned. Yeah. 2/28/1917. So February. I was a child when the white men came. They came on great glistening warships made of steel, and they planted flags on our soil. They said they were explorers come to discover new lands for their land. They eyed our women and our pristine reefs, traded us strange weapons in exchange for our services, built fortresses on our sacred lands, and sent us to places they built to teach us the path to salvation. It was an exchange, they said, for wealth of our natural resources, for our men in labor, for our women in marriage. In return, we would be human, a part of the United States of America, the empire of freedom everlasting. So we prayed to the old great one, our protector, an ancient creature that would defend us from those who took us as slaves and destroyed our way of life. And we fought, gave the white man the hell he deserves, even when the letters of our names were replaced by numbers. We swore we would continue to fight when there was nothing left. That's crazy. They serialized them just like the fucking Nazis.
That's fucking...
Right? But we were wrong, because there's nothing left now, and we continue to fight. And we always will. May our existence be the very memory they will not erase. That's a great letter.
It's such
good
a
for you, dude.
Fucking read.
Yep.
That was a good read.
Yep. Well, there's still more, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The area has been lost. GOL2 has been informed as of
9/17.
April 25th,
Yep.
1917.
Ooh, April 1918, January 28th. You want to take it, or you want me to?
This is to my dearest Fritz.
Oh, that's Nathan.
The following follows correspondence from Nathan to the administrator of the foundation.
Okay.
As much as I've been busy lately, I would like to spare my free time to apologize for the loss of Hawthorne Island. I will see to it that your organization is reimbursed for your efforts to contain the great old one. But as you know, the old gods cannot be kept asleep forever. I said something about a god. Regardless, our efforts are not over. Humanity will prevail in the face of darkness. I will see to it that any available funds are directed to your foundation, so long as you continue to consider the interests of the Turblanche enterprises. Indeed, the company has been making an amazing progress in these past several years. As you may know, our relationship with our partner Belgium was never the same after the death of my acquaintance, the good King Leopold, but you Americans have been fitted like a glove, and that's what we've accomplished together back in Hawthorne, has attracted the local attention of the highest members of the growing National Party, and some foreign eyes as well. Though the end result was unsatisfactory, the strength of what we can accomplish together cannot be understated. I would like for you to consider strengthening our partnership. I'm willing to fund as much research for you Yankees as necessary, as long as I receive part of the goal to expand my collection. And speaking of which, if you give this offer of mine a chance to come to Cape Town, do so on March 20th. I am going to conduct a special exhibition of advanced thaumaturgic practices to a few admirers of my work, from handheld transceivers to static electricity. Feel free to invite any acquaintance of yours, regardless of their liking, and send me a response as soon as you can. The next decade will be ours, Fritz, and I dare say the century as well. God bless you and I, Nathan.
All right.
That dude loves his money.
Yeah, he
loves
does.
fucking giving it to other people.
That's all right.
Part of me thought that legit, like, not necessarily knowing where the foundation like started, whether it was like an American thing or it was in like the UK, but if he's offering it to the Yankees, that for whatever reason, it's always driving me nuts because most of the SCPs that we've ever read are written like kilometers and meters and grams and shit like that.
You mean the
grams.
The metric system?
Yeah, like everything is not
the imperial.
Right.
Right.
Dates are different.
Yeah. I mean, but it's not a major thing. But like, I noticed that if it's an American SCP, like where it originates in America, the dates stick to the American style, and where if it's a European SCP, it sticks to the European style. It's kind of cool.
And then also, I would say that part of the existence of the Foundation would, like in this reading, and the way that I read this, Nathan Terblanche is one of the main helpful founders and like contributors to the Foundation in its earlier times. So it's like he would be one of like the high up
founders.
People. He is not a founder of the Foundation, but he is one of like
a supporter.
He's a supporter and a contributor, in probably the biggest one too.
He's like the
and especially in these early.
He's like the Tony Stark,
right?
Of
Shield.
The SCP.
Shield being the organization.
Or
the Foundation. Rather.
Yeah. This
was a fucking excellent read.
Yeah.
I besides the fighting of the genocides and all that.
Yeah, that wasn't cool, but I get it.
But it was just a dark read,
story.
And I also like the horror aspect of it.
It was cool.
Very very psychological, fucking horror driven.
Are we rating out of 5?
I would tell you, I'm totally giving this a 5 for
You're
sure.
giving a 5, like
out of
straight
5?
Up, top 5, top score.
Top score.
Oh, nice.
I mean, like maybe like the only thing that I guess that I didn't like about this. Actually, let me think about what I didn't really like about it.
I didn't really like anything. I liked it all.
Yeah. So why not a 5?
Yeah, I guess I'll.
This is like I mean that's.
It's hard for me to give things a perfect score, but I'm like I'm a 4.9.
It's not like it was stretched out super fucking long.
No,
it would have been awesome to hear about a couple of different more killings or something, or maybe like.
But you probably know that there was, and they just didn't bother to.
I meant more of the hallucinations. I wanted to see more crazy shit, like you're seeing shit in your sleep or whatever.
Yeah,
all those, everything that was happening. I wanted shit to like pop off. I thought of it. I fucking got it.
What?
It's another fucking video game that I just remembered. It's called Into the Deep or Wake into the Deep. So I'll figure it out. But yeah, they're on a oil rig. Scottish fucking oil rig or Irish oil rig, and a bunch of fucking people working, doing their thing, and something attacks them from down low. And it's like they're drilling down, but they drill down into like an anomaly or an entity, and it fucking
destroys them,
making everybody hallucinate and fucking start doing crazy shit.
There you go. Yeah, I liked it. I'm not giving it a 5 out of 5 because it's very hard for me, but a 4.9 for sure. 4.5 at the lowest. I thought it was great.
Yeah,
I loved it.
This was an excellent one.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
And we just like, what did we do? We just kind of stumbled upon this.
I know.
That was a good one to stumble upon.
Sure was.
Wait, what was this anyway?
I don't know.
8776.
Yeah.
Was this the origin story of Elon Musk?
Yeah, was it? It's I get it. It's not, but I get it.
It's
They're saying that Hawthorne was Musk.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Nathan Terblanche.
Yeah.
Is Elon Musk.
Yeah. What did I say? Nathan? I said Nathan.
Hawthorne.
Yeah. Oh, Hawthorne was the island.
Hawthorne,
yeah. You're right. I did say that.
What a fucking easy one, just to hurry up and fucking... We did not roll and fucking ended up just hitting a home run with this one.
I get it now. I still want to see the lesophobic exoplanet one of these days. That's kind of weird.
All right, well, that was a fucking excellent read.
It was.
that's up there and one of the top ones that we've read so far. I wanted to thank everybody for listening to this episode of the Safely Controlled podcast. Anybody that is new to this channel, the Going with Rogue channel, please subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And please comment on this episode, other episodes. Give everything a like for me. Check out the channel, the gameplay videos that I do. Check out the other somewhat of a podcast, you can call it, Rogue Report. Thank Rob today for joining me.
Sure.
You're a wonderful person.
Yeah.
But please keep your ear to the ground for the next episode, Tuesdays at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
for you on Eastern time.
Catch you guys on the next one.
Later.